Hello everyone and welcome to my playthrough of Soul Reaver 2, Legacy of Kain. Coming fresh off the heels of Soul Reaver 1. And right previously before that, I had played Blood Omen for the first time. Well, all these games I'm playing for the first time, but what a crazy story so far. In the last game, we learned, we played as Raziel, someone who was betrayed by his vampire brethren because he was evolving too fast, I guess, and Kain got jealous and basically ordered him killed. They threw him into the water and just left him there. And we awoke centuries later by someone we don't even know who, to be honest, our mysterious benefactor. And we saw the world had completely changed, as had our vampire brethren. Malkaya, Rahab, Zephon, Duma, all these people, all these vampires had evolved into, for the most part, pretty horrendous creatures. We fought Kain a couple of times. The first time, the Soul Reaver shattered as he struck us, and we absorbed its soul, basically becoming one with the Soul Reaver. We are now the Soul Reaver. The manifestation, I guess, the living manifestation of it. As we ventured forth, near the end of the game, we found that Kain had kind of been messing with time, or at least knew what was going to happen, because of Mobius, who had killed centuries before, but I guess he was still keeping tabs on his lair, I guess, in his keep. I don't really know. And he basically was saying that, this is all destined. Our battle is, predestined and all that shit. And right before we could actually finish him off, he went through a portal, and we followed him. And our mysterious benefactor basically said, where you go, I can't follow you, just so you know. We went through, and we saw Mobius, alive and well. It seems like we've gone somewhere in the past. And it basically cut right there. So, I'm excited to figure out, what happens next. So let's do the options real quick. Sound. Okay, so music I'm going to just turn down a little bit. And, okay, we keep hearing Kain refuses sacrifice. Speech will keep at 10. Language. Yep. Control. Yeah, all this stuff is good. Alright. Without further ado, I can't talk anymore. Let's start the game.
At last. I must say I'm disappointed in your progress.
This was our last fight.
You'd be here sooner. Tell me, did it trouble you to murder your brothers?
Did it trouble you when you ordered me into the abyss?
Eternity is relentless, Raziel. When I first stole into this chamber centuries ago, I did not fathom the true power of knowledge. To know the future, Raziel. To see its paths and streams tracing out into the infinite. As a man, I could never contain such forbidden truths. But each of us is so much more than we once were. Do you not feel with all your soul how we have become like gods? As such, are we not indivisible? As long as a single one of us stands, we are legion. Our futures are predestined. Mobius foretold mine eons ago. We each play out the parts fate has written for us. Free will is an illusion.
I found the tomb of Sarafan, Kain. How could you profane a priest by turning him into a vampire?
How could I not? One must keep his friends close, Raziel, and his enemies even closer. Who better to serve me than those whose passion transcends all notions of good and evil.
The Sarafan were saviors, defending Nosgoth from the corruption that we represent. My eyes are open, Kain. I find no nobility in the unlife you rudely forced on my unwilling corpse.
You may have uncovered your past, but you know nothing of it. You think the Sarafan were noble, altruistic? Oh, don't be simple. Their agenda was the same as ours. You nearly had me, Raziel. But this is not where or how it ends. Fate promises more twists before this drama unfolds completely.
Raziel, Redeemer and Destroyer, Pawn and Messiah. Welcome, time-span soul. Welcome to your destiny.
So cool, the eyes glowing.
Where am I? Is the usual question. In
When
your
am I?
case,
Yeah.
when might be more apt.
Very well, you old snake. If you'd prefer I use my bare hands...
This is completely unexpected. This orb disables our vampire enemies, leaving them helpless and incapacitated. Strangely, it seems to have the same effect on that peculiar weapon of yours. But you must believe me. I mean you no harm.
You can drop the benevolent facade, Mobius. I know who and what you are. I should kill you where you stand.
Perhaps you should, my boy. But you don't.
Are you so certain of that, Mobius?
My role as Time Guardian affords me a certain level of omniscience, Raziel. No, you don't kill me. That honor belongs to your maker, Kain, some 30 years from now.
You two are a pair. You're just as fatalistic as he is.
Death comes for us all, Raziel. It's just a matter of time.
How is it that you know my name? We have never met.
On the contrary, Raziel, I know you very well. And it grieves me to see how cruelly Kain has used you. I knew you when you were one of the Sarafan Brotherhood, Raziel. We were even close.
Oh, please.
Fortunately, you need not love me now to be my ally.
Are we within the stronghold of the Sarafan priesthood?
Yes, but the glorious days of the Sarafan have long since passed, I'm afraid. This is a more cynical and indecorous age. My mercenary army now inhabits this stronghold. We strive to honor the memory of the Sarafan with our own humble crusade.
Is this the vampire Vorador?
Yes, the scourge of the Circle, the most depraved and decadent example of his whole degenerate race. He slaughtered 6 of my fellow Guardians as they cowered defenseless in this room.
And you somehow survived this massacre?
I and 2 others. The circle was devastated. Only we three were spared.
How convenient. You'll forgive me if I don't naively devour every scrap of information you toss me. You have a reputation for deceit.
And who has slandered me so? Your malefactor, Kain? The one who betrayed and destroyed you? Our common enemy? Consider the source before you judge me too harshly. We'll forget about rekindling our old friendship then. But consider an alliance based on our common ground. We both want Kain dead. I can help you do it.
You don't want to meddle in this, old man. I know all about your sordid little schemes, but you're simply out of your depth on this one.
You underestimate me, Raziel. Let me show you. Even now, Kain is lying in wait for you, unaware that I've snatched you out of the time stream and brought you here to me. See how he lingers at the very pillars he is destined to destroy, foolishly confident that he has eluded your grasp.
The pillars are still standing in this time.
Yes, Raziel. They are the embodiment of the divine force which preserves the life of our world. We who serve the pillars maintain their delicate balance, and Kain is destined to be the fulcrum upon which that balance turns. I believe you have already endured the wasteland wrought by his terrible, selfish decision. Kain's very existence is a cancer upon this world. As long as he lives, all of Nosgoth is in peril. You may never again be human, Raziel. But you can re-embrace the essence of your humanity and the nobility of your Sarafan heritage. Go to him, Raziel, and end this. But first, you will need to find your way out of the stronghold, and in this, I'm afraid I cannot help you. My soldiers will not understand your appearance here. They will try to kill you. You needn't fear them, of course. They're no match for you. Try to keep the casualties to a minimum. But do what you have to do. All great movements require a few martyrs.
Alone now, I surveyed my surroundings and noticed a second time-streaming chamber. Its entrance identical to the first, but with one distinction. That crystal was significant, but how? I had not yet discovered.
Okay, so quite a long intro, which is perfectly fine. So just a few notes so far. It looks like they, slightly altered the intro from where we actually fought Kain to actually make it more smooth, as opposed to us having to refight him again, which I'm glad we didn't have to. But I'm glad that they actually redid the whole ending, most parts. I think they cut out some bits. Second, the animation is a lot smoother in this. You could tell the cutscenes are still kind of dated. Obviously, they probably just plucked them straight from the PlayStation 2, I believe it was on. But again, that's perfectly fine. I mean, these models, the ones that you're playing with, look really damn good, so I'm fine with that. But the animation is a lot smoother as well. Like the way they move and interact and everything, it's better than in the first game. Third, the writing is a lot sharper. There's a lot more talking going on. There wasn't this much talking. I don't think there was a cutscene ever this long. Well, I say cutscene, but I mean exposition. I don't think we've ever had an exposition quite this long in the first game, or even in Blood Omen, really. So it looks like they were starting to get a little bit more story heavy, at least for the beginning anyway. But let's look around here. So, is this still like a looking thing? Yes, it is. So that's Vorador, I'm guessing. With the, is that the Soul Reaver? That's not the Soul Reaver. But is that meant to be Ariel? I'm not entirely sure. So that is also, I guess, meant to be Vorador, where he's striking down someone. I don't know exactly who that's meant to be. Maybe it's just meant to show Vorador being merciless, you know? So there's Vorador again. Oh, I'm guessing those face at the top are like the members that he killed, the Circle of the Nine. Yeah. And I guess it's kind of like different artists for like each one, because they look slightly different, like the art style, which is actually kind of cool if you really think about it. So that's where we came from, and this is the one with the gem that he was talking about. We can't interact with it. Alright. So I can't help but notice... Yeah, we don't have the Soul Reaver because he took it away from us, kind of. Oh, right, he said that's where the Chamber of the Nine was. That's where Vorador killed the previous people, right? And I'm guessing that's meant to be Malik. And who is he killing? Is that meant to be... I don't think it's meant to be Vorador. I think it's just meant to be some kind of demon. Because I don't think we have tails like that.
Seize him!
Me. Oh. Lock. Weapon disappeared. I got a sword. Okay, so the combat is also smoother. It's still a little bit clunky, but it's definitely better than the previous game. I'm guessing it was like this for the original one as well. Oh, fuck. I have to remember that I have a block. Is there still a... There is. Okay. Yeah, that's Mobius's old symbol.
Throughout the stronghold, I discovered evidence of my former nobility and my life as a Sarafan priest. This was the heritage so foully stolen from me when Kain raided my sacred crypt and defiled me.
Oh.
Prepare to die.
Oops. Ah, goddamn. How do you like it, bitch? Can I also do attacks like that? Like heavy attacks? The one thing that kind of irks me, and it irked me in the previous game too, is that whenever you're feeding, I wish you could still move around. Like maybe if he's just like walking, but you're like completely stationary. Which I guess is kind of the point. I can understand that. Because you don't want to heal while like you're moving around, because it's, I don't want to say unfair, but oh, can I go to Spirit Realm? I can. Oh. Time streaming device. The pillars. Seraphin Stronghold. Oh, I see. Those are the only 3 places we've unlocked so far. Okay, so I guess we will shift. Nice. Oh, we have the Soul Reaver here. Oh, and they're actual, like, they're skulls. Oh, wow. There's, like, a nice echo effect whenever you, like, suck the soul. Or, suck the soul. Whenever you, like, ingest it, there's, like, that, like, sound. Like the Darth Vader breathing, but, like, echoes. It's actually really cool. So can I go through this? I can. And there's none of those enemies that eat up the souls. I forgot what they were called. The things that like live around here.
Away from the influence of Mobius's cursed staff, I could feel the strength of the Soul Reaver slowly returning. If that orb was as debilitating to vampires as it was to the blade, it gave Mobius a powerful advantage over his enemies. I finally understood how Mobius's crusade could decimate the vampires so successfully. If he could immobilize his enemies, they were at his mercy. But why, I wondered, would the staff have any effect on the Reaver?
I mean, that is a good question. Oh, fuck. Ooh. I can finally... I don't need a weapon to impale. Perfect. I wonder if I can still throw it at them. No, I can't.
Prepare to die.
Oh my god.
As I neared the stronghold's inner sanctum, a strange sensation crept over me. An indescribable feeling of displacement, a sense of vertigo, as reality itself appeared to warp and bend around me. The disturbance seemed to emanate from the sanctuary's furthest chapel. As I cautiously approached, the sense of dislocation intensified with each step. So this was the tomb of the beloved King William the Just, beatified here as the martyr and catalyst of Mobius's crusade. I was reminded of Kain's journey as a fledgling vampire, how Mobius coerced him to travel back in history and assassinate William, thus igniting a genocidal hatred of vampires among the citizens of Nosgoth. And here I discovered the source of the displacement.
You're right, the Soul Reaver, because he had
the
it.
Soul Reaver itself, laid out like a holy relic, and broken, apparently in the battle between William and Kain. I had not thought such a thing was possible, until, of course, Kain shattered the blade against me when he tried to strike me down. Thus, the captive spirit inhabiting the Reaver was released, and binding itself to me, became my symbiotic weapon. And so the Reaver met its former self, still imprisoned in this corporeal shell. I watched, mesmerized, as the Wraith blade uncoiled itself and snaked down the length of the physical blade. Embracing its twin, its mirror self, the Reaver's long dormant spirit was now fully aroused, and for the first time, I felt the true presence of this other entity, willful, ravenous, and deranged from thousands of years of imprisonment. The Reaver was now in command, and I, now merely its helpless host, felt my soul being leeched to restore the blade. But the Reaver knew better than to destroy its host, and just as I neared the brink of oblivion, the blade released its hold on me. As I recovered, I realized we were now bound together in a fragile alliance. The Reaver no longer merely my symbiotic weapon, but a sentient parasite competing for control.
What have you done to me, Mobius? Is this your trap?
How mine? Don't forget it was Kain who led you here, not I. While you curse me, the only soul in Nosgoth ready to guide and assist you, Kain laughs at our folly and revels in your dismay.
These blades, now coiled in sinister embrace, have inspired terror in the hearts of creatures far more durable than you, old man. Bound together as they are, I can only imagine what they could do to your soul's fragile shell.
Raziel, I beg you to stay your hand. This was none of my doing. I have sought only to aid you in your righteous quest.
Why, you're trembling, Mobius. Has your confidence abandoned you? You seem to have made a fatal error by leaving your precious staff behind. Is that where all your courage comes from?
Listen to me, Raziel. You don't know what you're doing. I have taken an enormous risk by appearing here before you, so defenseless, yet eager to prove my good intentions. If there's anything left of the Seraphim in you, you won't do this.
I'm actually getting nauseous.
While you threaten me, your true enemy eludes you.
Don't concern yourself with Kain, old man. He'll join you in hell soon enough. As you said, death comes for us all.
Yes, the wheel of fate demands it.
What did you say?
The wheel of fate. The inexorable cycle of death and rebirth to which all men are compelled. We serve the same God, Raziel. To strike me down would be striking God's own attendant. And I don't believe even you would take that risk.
I tire of your games, Mobius. Now that I know you fear me, I needn't concern myself with you. Kain is waiting for me.
Go then, Raziel. Seek Kain out and destroy him in the name of the one God we both serve. You, who were once a Seraphim priest, murdered, profaned, destroyed, and reborn again from his mercy. You are now most powerfully equipped to be his agent, his instrument of restoration and retribution.
My own vengeance is motivation enough.
By my soul, you almost had me, my little blue assassin. But that'll be the one and only chance you get. I assure you of that.
I could now summon the blade at will, regardless of my strength.
Oh,
but
wow.
once summoned, the blade's ravenous appetite could not be contained. It devoured the souls of its victims, and if I allowed it to become over-aroused, the Reaver would now turn its hunger on me.
Oh. Oh, wow, and just like that, I lost all my health. Like, when I say my health, I mean my health bar shrunk like crazy. You're okay. Okay. That was a lot to unpack of what just happened, and the constant warping of reality just made me nauseous. So, the power of the Soul Blade that we have, the soul of the Soul Reaver, the Soul Blade, the Soul Reaver, once met with its former shell, I guess basically, yeah, it brought it back to life, or it healed it, I guess. So the question is, so now there's 2 Soul Reavers. Well, 3 technically. We're considered a Soul Reaver. There's the one we just fixed, and the one that Kain has in this reality. There's also technically 2 Kains, I would assume. I don't know exactly what's going on there. But the fact that Mobius also serves the same... I mean, I've been saying benefactor, but I guess it would be a god. I've been kind of toying with the idea. It seems like it's the same voice actor as the necromancer, the guy who resurrected Kain, Mortanius. I assumed it was Mortanius that resurrected us because, again, same voice actor. But I don't know, because Mortanius is supposed to be dead. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. But now Morbius is saying it's the one god. So, I guess it's a god. So he also serves him, which is interesting. There's also more things going on
So this
here.
was the legendary Janos Audrin, reputed to have been the most ancient and diabolical vampire to have ever existed. According to folklore, he lived high in the cliffs of Nosgoth's northern mountains and preyed mercilessly on the defenseless villages below. His reign of terror ended when the Sarafan finally hunted him down and tore his throbbing heart from his still living body.
The Heart of Darkness,
This
I
relic
think.
came to be known as the Heart of Darkness, and was supposedly imbued with the power to restore vampiric unlife. The Sarafan therefore guarded it carefully, lest the heart fall into the hands of their enemies. But I wondered, could Janos Audrin truly have been as monstrous as depicted here? Or was this merely artistic license by the Sarafan, who sought to lionize themselves by demonizing their darkest enemy?
Yeah, I remember it was, I don't want to say a throwaway line, but it was like, it was told to us in Blood Omen that the Heart of Darkness is from Janos Audrin. Who, there was something special about him. Was he like the first vampire or something? There's nothing else here. So how do I summon the Soul Reaver? I don't know how to summon the Soul Reaver.
There's another one.
Oh. Oh, Jesus. So it obliterates them. Kind of like how the Soul Reaver was in Blood Omen. You know, if you use your magic and you know, attack someone, it just fucking obliterates them. A lot of murals around here.
Strange how my history came full circle. This chapel, I realized, was a memorial to my former Sarafan brethren and myself. All of us martyred here, and then so cruelly profaned by Kain when he imposed his gift on our noble corpses. For the first time, I beheld the image of my Sarafan self, memorialized here among my fallen comrades. It tortured me to see how noble and pure I had been, and what a vile phantasm I had become, and a profound sense of injury, of loss and betrayal welled up in me, so overwhelming I could barely contain it. All I wanted at this moment was to find Kain and destroy him.
I love how, like, how we're, like, monologuing to ourselves and there's, like, enemies behind us, like, waiting for us to, like, snap out of it. So it'll be like, okay, we can attack him now. It's a long way up. I'm still just kind of like absorbing things. It's a lot being thrown at us in like such a short span of time. Oh wow.
I emerged, and for the first time beheld Nosgoth in its former glory. The land overflowed with abundant life and vitality, and I knew with certainty then that the world I had left behind was nothing more than the corpse of Nosgoth, a lifeless husk bled dry by the corruption of Kain's parasitic empire. This was the fragile world Kain sacrificed to preserve his own petty life and ambition, heedless of the profound cost. The sight only deepened my resolve. I sensed that the pillars lay to the northwest. If Kain truly waited to confront me there, I would not disappoint him.
Northwest, so it's that way. I guess I jump. Oh yeah, we could swim now, right? Huh. Swimming is definitely better in this game. It seems a lot smoother.
As I passed this arcane landmark, a wisp of the Reaver's energy was drawn into the ring, illuminating it. This created a beacon of sorts in the spirit world. If ever I found myself depleted in the spectral realm, and my soul tossed on the ethereal winds, these beacons would draw me back to safety and restore me.
Okay, that's good to know. What are these for? We've been seeing these in a bunch of places. that the only place? Oh, there's some there too. I can't move up to see. Let's see what's here first. Oh my god. Oh, there's literally nothing here. Well, there's a ledge I can jump up to. Is that something? No. Another one of these. How do I throw a weapon? I can't. It literally won't let me. Okay, well. Nothing I can do here. Maybe I need to come back for these.
These ancient obelisks were mysteriously attuned to my spiritual essence. By simply touching the symbol, I could safely preserve an imprint of my soul, and thus create a milestone to which I could return when weary, and from which I could resume my journey.
So we can't just, yeah, we can't save on the fly. We need to find one of these. Okay, let's keep going for now. I mean, that's all this was for. So then where the fuck do I go? Up here?
While I had only just escaped the stronghold, I sensed that in time my journey would return me full circle to this place. Infiltrating the fortress, however, would be no small feat. The balcony that had provided my escape was now well beyond my reach,
True.
leaving this massive gateway as the only means of entry. The gates were sealed, but like the time-streaming chamber I had seen earlier, their operation was undoubtedly linked to that odd crystal mounted above the entrance.
And yeah, we don't have that, like that thing that we fire off. Well, here's what comes. Is that a vampire? Yeah, it is a vampire. So, are we in an age where vampires are more active? Oh my god. Can we grab the gun? I kind of want to grab the gun. Won't let me. Well, I mean, there's a lot less vampires. of the souls got away. No, it did not. I fed myself 30 times already, apparently. Why? Okay. That's one thing that also sucks. Is that I'm holding RB to like auto lock, but then when I hit someone and they like move over, I'm still going forward. Like I'm not auto lock on them anymore until the animation stops. That's a glitch, obviously. Fuck. I like how my blood is blue. Oh, you don't need to kill them. They will die on their own. I thought they would be like the monsters or the vampires in the previous game, where like they would just get better. Don't mind me, birds. What the hell? They just... Did you see that? They like disappeared. Yeah, like that. What the fuck? That's so weird. Oh my god.
Taste my blade, vampire!
What the fuck was that thing? It's like a little dog or something. What is this? Some kind of landmark. Gonna jump up there? No, there's way too high.
Scourge is upon us! Prepare to die!
You know, it's kind of crazy that we're killing Seraphan when we were once Seraphan. What the fuck is this?
Over there!
Some kind of dog. It's so weird. Oh. All right, bro. That's enough of you. Where does this go? Oh, that's where I was. I came around to see. Yeah, now he's like killing his Seraphan brothers. There's one what? You see him jump?
These vampires had nothing in common with the deranged jackals I left behind in Kain's derelict empire.
Yeah.
They seemed to retain much of their former humanity. In this era, vampires were clearly not the uncontested predators we had been. These creatures were hunted mercilessly and oppressed. And while I still believed that vampirism was a plague and had to be wiped out, there was nothing noble or righteous in this crusade. This was simply ruthless persecution.
Yeah, especially just leaving the bodies like this.
Seize him!
I don't know what the fuck you are.
There's one.
You're like a dog with like monkey paws.
Prepare to die.
Alright. Oh, hold.
The pillars of Nosgoth. Pristine.
Wow.
Whole and uncorrupted. I had never beheld them in this undefiled state, yet something profound and indelible resonated within me at the sight. And there, waiting at the very heart of the pillars, was the canker that was destined to destroy them.
I know you're there, Raziel.
Mobius led me to you, Kain, though I might have guessed you'd meet me here.
And if Mobius told you I was hidden on the underside of hell, would you throw yourself into oblivion to pursue me? Mobius trawls for the ignorant and unwary, hauling his gasping prey from the streams of their destinies. Stay out of his net, Raziel.
Spare me your elaborate metaphors, Kain. I have pursued you here for one purpose. You will pay for your betrayal, and balance will thus be restored to Nosgoth.
And whose will is satisfied then? The will of Raziel or Mobius?
Would I be better manipulated by you, Kain? Now, turn and face me. The chase is over.
This isn't a chase, Raziel. We are merely passengers on the wheel of destiny, describing a perfect circle to this point. We've been brought here for a reason. I've seen the beginning and the end of our story, however, and the tale is crude and ill-conceived. We must rewrite the ending of it. You and I.
Face me, Kain. Even you shouldn't die a coward's death.
Isn't it customary to grant the condemned a final request?
I recall no such courtesy from you.
Indulge me, Raziel. All I ask is that you listen.
I'm listening.
This is the sublime moment of our undoing, Raziel. The ineffable fulcrum upon which swings the entirety of our history. This is where all of Nosgoth is betrayed. In this instant, Ariel, the Balance Guardian, is murdered by dark forces bent on overthrowing the pillars. Her spirit is just now tearing free, lost in the ether, trying to find its way here. You have already seen how she comes to haunt these pillars.
Bound here by your refusal to die. You are the reason this land becomes diseased. As long as you remain alive, you condemn Nosgoth to an eternity of decay.
Be still, Raziel. See this. As Ariel dies, I am being born to take her place as Balance Guardian. Such is my destiny. My God.
Wow.
At the moment of my first cry, Ariel's beloved, the Guardian Nupraptor, finds her corpse. Racked with grief and tormented by suspicions of treachery, Nupraptor plunges into a madness which overflows and infects all of the Guardians who are symbiotically bound, including me. The repercussions of Ariel's assassination were expertly calculated. The entire circle descends into madness, and I am tainted at the moment of my birth, instantly rendered incapable of fulfilling the role destiny has prepared for me.
Shall I show you the same mercy you showed the rest of the circle, then? You blithely murdered them to restore their pillars, yet your hand faltered when it came to the final sacrifice. What makes you exempt, Kain? You're merely the last man standing. Why condemn me for simply carrying out what you hadn't the courage to do yourself?
Let's drop the moral posturing, shall we? We both know there's no altruism in this pursuit. Your reckless indignation led you here. I counted on it. There's no shame in it, Raziel. Revenge is motivation enough. At least it's honest. Hate me, but do it honestly. 30 years hence, I am presented with a dilemma. Let's call it a two-sided coin. If the coin falls one way, I sacrifice myself and thus restore the pillars. But as the last surviving vampire in Nosgoth, this would mean the annihilation of our species. Mobius made sure of that. If the coin lands on the reverse, I refuse the sacrifice and thus doom the pillars to an eternity of collapse. Either way, the game is rigged.
We agree, then, that the pillars are crucial and must be restored.
Yes, Raziel. And that's why we've come full circle to this place.
So after all this, you make my case for me. To end this stalemate, you must die so that new guardians can be born.
Pillars don't belong to them, Raziel. They belong to us.
Your arrogance is boundless, Kain.
There's a third option. A monumental secret, hidden in your very presence here. But it's a secret you have to discover for yourself. Unearth your destiny, Raziel. It's all laid out for you here.
You said it yourself, Kain. There are only two sides to your coin.
Apparently so. But suppose you throw a coin enough times. Suppose one day
Lands in the middle.
it lands
Like
on its edge.
Edge, yeah. Wow. That's pretty profound, actually. And seeing the pillars, like, get corrupted like this, just crazy. And of course, Mobius plants his flag here, too. Do we see Ariel now, maybe? Probably shouldn't have done this, but...
I didn't know what impulse stayed my hand, why I had so willingly allowed Kain to escape me when I had pursued him for so long. I had no reason to trust Kain after he had valued me so little, and yet I found myself intrigued by his words. I had been too cruelly used to so gullibly play his pawn, but if this world truly had secrets to divulge, I was determined to expose them.
Yeah, I don't think I was supposed to. Go to the spirit realm here. Whatever, it's okay. Ah, there you are. Wow, nice. Whatever, not in the mood for you guys. There we go.
From the moment of my arrival, I had the constant and palpable sensation of being watched. Someone, it seemed, was keenly interested in my presence here.
I mean, anyone would be. You're a fucking time traveler.
From the look of it, this door had been sealed for centuries. I began to realize it was no mere coincidence that I found myself standing here, beneath this winged figure with blue skin and cloven hands so like my own, and bearing this unique key.
With the Reaver on, press X to open.
And so it was with a sense of gravity and trepidation that I unsealed that ancient door and crossed the threshold.
Is there nothing else going on? I guess not. Ah, fuck. I love how there's like a choir like, oh! Are these things? So we're gonna find out. Oh, I didn't wanna. That's not very nice. No soul? That's kind of bullshit. Oh, hi. The hell? Someone call me? Yeah. The fuck?
As I entered the chamber, I sensed that it had been sealed for hundreds, perhaps thousands of years. And while this room was clearly built when the pillars were erected, I knew that no human hand could have shaped this place, and that perhaps it had never been seen by human eyes. The surrounding murals depicted a winged race, their features so like my own, but beautiful, where mine were grotesque, and angelic, while mine were demonic. I tried to decipher these images. A great war, but with combatants like none I had ever seen. The pillars, raised by this winged race, who thus defeated their adversaries. The winged beings again, writhing in agony, apparently afflicted with the same bloodthirst I had so recently suffered. And throughout the chamber, inscribed everywhere, images of the Reaver itself. Was this what Kain had urged me to discover? I wondered.
Lies, Raziel.
What the fuck?
Do not be deceived.
Ah, my ancient benefactor.
and I dared to hope we had parted ways forever. Your silence was refreshing, but it lasted. No doubt you have a conveniently inexpressible reason for your presence here.
Do not be insolent, Raziel. I am eternally present here and everywhere, now and always. I am the still center of the turning wheel, the hub of this world's destiny.
But perhaps not so omnipotent as you'd have me believe. Your hold on me appears to be tenuous. I no longer seem to need you. Yet I'm guessing you still need me.
This impudence is unworthy of you, Raziel. Do not forget that you have a task to fulfill here. You are indebted to me.
Indebted? You would have me show gratitude for a gift I didn't ask to be bestowed. Do you forget that you forced me to inhabit this vile carcass?
I restored you to yourself, Raziel. It was Kain who destroyed you. The very enemy you've just let slip through your grasp. Do not fail me, my servant.
I serve no one. Not you, not Kain, and not your lackey Mobius.
Mobius is my good servant. I have many.
And if I tell Mobius that he's worshipping a giant squid, do you think his faith will falter?
You have grown willful, Raziel. But beware. To embrace a serpent is to invite poison into your heart. Kain is a sinuous beast. He will seduce and deceive you. You pride yourself on your free will, yet you let that degenerate deter your resolve.
I harbor no illusions about his integrity, nor anyone else's. In fact, I am beset by manipulation on all sides. I merely seek the truth.
These are the fathomless truths, Raziel. The agony of birth and death and rebirth. This is the wheel of fate, the purifying cycle which sustains all life. Vampires are an abomination, a plague which leeches this land of its spiritual strength. They obstruct the flow of life and death. Their souls stagnate in their wretched corpses. But the wheel must turn. Death is inexorable and cannot be denied. Your destiny is irresistible, Raziel. You are my soul Reaver, the scourge of the vampires, reaper of their apostate souls. Remain steadfast, end the vampire's parasitic curse, and restore Nosgoth. Kain's blood belongs on your hands.
Kain indeed deserves to die for condemning me to this repugnant form, but if and when I kill him, it will be for me alone to decide.
Kain destroyed you without a flicker of remorse. He tore the soul from your noble corpse, and after you had served him faithfully for 1,000 years, he discarded you in the abyss on a jealous whim. Remember your rage, Raziel. Let it guide your hand.
Okay, again, a lot of exposition was just thrown at us. So, yeah, these are the vampire races, or race rather. I'm assuming, looks like vampires, although they're not all blue like vampires. I think we're the only blue vampire we met, and we're a Soul Reaver. Oh my god, that is fucking terrifying. Oh my god. Wait a minute. Are these the pillars? Oh my god, we're underneath the pillars. He's even got his massive tentacle like wrapped around the middle one, the balance. But what does this mean? Okay, I'm getting out of here. I'm actually starting to get a little terrified. Yeah, these are the pillars here. I'm surprised he didn't make a comment about that. So the pillars are above us. Like the actual pillars that people see. Alright, and I'm actually going to call it there for the first episode. Fuck, I can't believe it's just the first episode. We've had so much exposition, so much story thrown at us. And already we've had a couple of plot twists. This is fucking crazy. So we've gone back to the past, to the point where the pillars are not even corrupted yet. Kain's not even born. Like, he just got born. So Vorador had literally just killed Ariel. At which point, Nobraptor, goes crazy, and everyone is like goes fucking crazy. So Vorador kills Ariel, if I'm not mistaken. Wait, does he? I don't remember, actually. I don't remember who kills Ariel. She dies, and this whole thing is set in motion. That's basically my understanding. I don't think Vorador's attacked the Circle of Nine yet. I don't even remember why he attacked the Circle of Nine. Just because I guess they were oppressing vampires for so long. Vorador's like, fuck it, I'm going to end this shit once and for all. Because they were in league with Seraphin, I guess. Or at least Mobius was. So we restored the Soul Reaver, the actual blade. Although it might just be an empty husk at this point. We don't know. Because we still have access to the soul of the Soul Reaver. But the blade itself is now reformed, or reforged, I guess. You could say reforged. But I don't know if it has the same destructive power as the actual Soul Reaver. I think it's just like Soul Reaver in name and nothing else. And we also learned that Kain believes there's some kind of conspiracy going on where, he's destined to die one way or another. Either, he leaves the land in ruin and we have to kill him. Like, we kill him as a Soul Reaver, Raziel. Or he sacrificed himself to save the pillars. And he's like, yeah, there's a third option, which we need to figure out what it is. I mean, the only thing I can think of is destroying the pillars. Like, making sure the pillars don't exist to begin with. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know. We're still in the first episode, and I'm already throwing, theories out there, not conspiracies. It's going to be a hell of a game. I can already tell. It's going to be a mind blower of a game. Yeah, anyways, I'm rambling. I can't wait to play more. Hope you guys are enjoying hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.